All right, so I'm going to do the next unit for you in algebra. This is chapter 4, lesson 5, using common units. So the idea here is if you have something and they all relate to each other in some way, you can use that to solve for an unknown. The example we're going to use here is money, and money has a lot of relationships, like there's 5 nickels in a quarter, there is 10 dimes in a dollar, and there's 10 pennies in a dime, 5 pennies in a nickel, 25 pennies in a quarter. So we're going to use that to help us solve for an unknown. So here's how it works. So here we have an example. John has $5 in dimes and nickels. If he has twice as many dimes as nickels, how many dimes and nickels does he have? First thing we got to do is figure out the unknowns. So he has twice as many dimes as nickels. So twice as many, so X, actually we're going to make the nickels. And then 2x, we're going to make the dimes, right? And then we then start with the equation x, the number of nickels, plus twice times 2x, the number of dimes, is going to give us this $5. Then we add these together. We could do that, right? But then 3x, 5 divided by 3, that's not going to give us an even number. We need an even number. So here's where we add in something that's similar. We're going to do that with pennies, okay? Because that gives us an even number. So here are the nickels. It's going to be 5, right? There's 5 pennies in a nickel. 5 times x, plus dimes, 2 times x times, or 2 times 10 x, right, equals $5. And it's 500 though, pennies. So it's $5 and that equals 500 pennies. So then we're going to have 5x plus 20x equals 500. So then we get 25x equals 500. Then we just do the math. Divide by 25. Divide by 25. That's 25 goes in 100 4 times. Multiply that 5 times with 500. That's going to give us 20. That's 20. X is equal to 20. So that says we have 20 nickels and twice as many dimes, so 40 dimes. In algebra, you can then check it. 20 nickels is $1. 40 dimes is $4. That gives us $5. So it's correct. That's the answer. 20 dimes and twice as many, 20 nickels and twice as many dimes, 40. And that gives us the amount we want. So here's another example. Andrew has 6 times as many dimes as quarters. If her dimes and quarters equal $12.75, how many each coin does she have? 6 times as many dimes as quarters. So again, we're going to say she has x equals dimes. That's when we start with, x equals quarters, Q. And she has 6 times as many dimes. So 6x equals dimes. So again, we write it out. It's the first step. Write out what we have. So if we have the number of quarters plus 6 times as many as the number of dimes equals $12.75. Then we then plug in. So it's 25 times x, because that's how much the quarter's worth, 25x. And then 6 times 10 for the dimes, that's 60x. And then that equals, we change the 12.75 to 1,275 pennies. That's going to give you $12.75 in pennies. So we add these together, 85x, and that equals $12.75. When you do the math, because we're divided by 85, that's going to be x equals 15. So we got, quarters, we have 15. And then we have 6 times as many. Right, so if we did that real quick, 15 times 6, 90. So dimes, we have 90. 15 quarters. For every 4 you get $1. So we have $3. Right? That would be 12. And then there's going to be 3 left. So 375 in quarters. And then 90 is $9. And that gives us $12.75. So that's correct. So 15 quarters, 90 dimes. And this idea is really something you can use in a lot of different things, but money is really easy to see it. This use of algebra. Okay, another one. Trisha has the same number of nickels and dimes in her pocket. If her total change is equal to 360, how many of each coin does she have? Okay, and how many total coins does she have? So here, they're the same. So it's going to be x plus x equals 360, $3.60, right? So then we're going to plug in nickels and dimes. So it's going to be 5x plus 10x equals 360. Then we add them together. 15x equals 360. Divide by 15. Do the math in a minute over here. Let's do it over here. 360 divided by 15. Goes in twice. It's going to be 30. Carry the 6 down. Bring the 0 down. We get 4. 24 of each. Because they're the same. So she has 24 nickels, 24N, and 24 dimes. So the nickels, for every 20, it's $1. So that's $1.20 because she has 4 extra. So 120. For dimes, she has 240 because there's 24, 10 cents each. We add it all together. That's 360. And that's what we have. Perfect. So that's kind of how you do this. I think that's all the 3 examples. Make sure you add these if you need to. Go back in the video if you want to add these examples. The first 2 are really the same. The second one's the other type you can have. I want you to do 2, 3, 4. I want you to do, and for homework, questions 2, 3, 4. It's not too many. And this is on page 101. And that should do it. And I'm going to send you the next unit as well, the next chapter, calculating simple interest, which is pretty easy as well. Let me know if you have any questions. Do this for Monday. And talk to you later.